Welcome to a SimCenter AimSim Student Edition tutorial, which will be discussing how to change and manage units. For this video, two separate models of the same spring and mass system are built and open within AimSim. Parameters for each of them are left as the default value, and next to each, the respective unit is listed. In order to change the unit of a parameter on an individual basis, double-click on the unit to access a dropdown, where here, every acceptable unit for that parameter is available to be selected from. When changing this for an initial condition, the variable unit will also change. After changing a unit this way, the value entered will be converted to the equivalent value in the new unit, and the unit itself will be displayed in bold. If you wish to change the unit back to the original one, simply right-click on it and select Reset Custom Unit. If you wish to change the units on a global level, this is possible with the Unit Management tool. To access it, go to the Configure drop-down menu at the top and select Unit Management. Units within AimSim are stored within AimSim-specific unit files, with this feature allowing for the user to edit these files as needed. These files are listed in the Active Unit Configuration section within the drop-down menu, and can be exported from the Unit Manager to be edited as a text file like this, that displays the default unit for a domain, the other units within it, and conversion factors for each from the default. After changes are made, the file can be re-uploaded using the Unit Manager. Additional options include renaming configurations, copying them, and deleting them. The two options are available at the top of the menu, being for an active system and a default system. Beginning in the default system, this menu will be available even if there are no models open. This feature will modify these unit files within AimSim, changing default parameters for any component placed that uses them, being particularly helpful if a user is always working in units that deviate from the available unit files. Within the Custom Units of Measurement section, the top contains every possible domain with an associated unit within the software, and when clicking one, such as mass, the bottom displays every possible unit mass could be entered as. Here, the user can change every instance where a unit is used to a new default one, doing so by selecting the desired unit in the Custom Unit column by double-clicking in the line of the unit wanting to be changed, opening a drop-down for every alternative. So, for instance, changing kilogram to slug and pressing OK will change every instance where the default parameter is kilogram and making it slug. And this is for all open models and any model loaded into AimSim afterwards, as well as any new component placed onto the sketch. Resetting the units back to kilograms is as simple as reopening the Unit Manager, and within the first box, click on the title of Customized twice, which will display all parameters with some software changes listed as defaults, and below them, the user change parameters labeled Customized. Customizations can be reset on a per instance basis by selecting on the Reset button next to it, or for the entire domain by selecting the same button, which, after completion, you can press OK and see any mass parameters are now in kilograms again. Say rather than changing the unit for a domain in its entirety, you wish to do so only for one model. This is possible in the Active tab, which can have the same menu as the previous tab, or can be changed to display only the available domains and units being used for the components currently in the model. When selecting mass here, the default unit of kilogram is displayed and can be changed in the same way to slugs, but a pop-up message appears when doing so, notifying the user that they must duplicate the default configuration file before customizing, which prevents them from changing the AimSim unit files if they want to make modifications for only this model and not affecting others. After selecting duplicate, a new configuration will be created marked as a copy of the original that will be saved within the specific model. Once finished, press OK, and when looking at the parameters for the open model, each mass has the unit for slugs, but if you check the other, the units are still set to kilograms. Resetting the units for the active system is the same as for the default, but just make sure the model that units were modified in is open. Also, since the configuration is a new file, changing it to the default one does the same thing. Within AIMSIM, there is a hierarchy of units, starting with the default configuration or application level, where all models have their units coming from. Next is from an active system or system level that overrides the default units, and lastly is the local level, which is changing units of individual parameters within components. The local level overrides both the system and application level. This information and more regarding units can be easily found straight from the unit manager in pressing help. And with this concludes the tutorial on how to use the unit manager within SimCenter AIMSIM Student Edition. Thank you.